The chess.com Horde bracket tournament has officially finished. What I have here is a series of games with SlMPA. This series of games concluded the tournament. This was the final match. I lost 2-5. So he won 5 games, I won 2 games. Here is the first game. My method of analysis runs as follows. I will skim through the game from beginning to finish while commenting on my thoughts, and then I will work backwards and try to find mistakes, and then finally I will check critical positions with the multi-aura chess engine. I had already looked at this game earlier just so that I would know what key points I wanted to talk about, but I have Lee grounds set up, and I can also set up Lee chess so that it is easier for me to copy and paste the fen. Okay, let's begin. So he opens with h5, I open with e6. This is all very standard. It's important to take with a bishop, do not take with a pawn, because by taking with a bishop, black can at least set up a light squared fortress like I have here. So, the idea behind putting the queen on f7 is to control this h5 square. My fortress is almost complete. Now it is complete. This is a perfect fortress. Now all I have to do is just wait and shuffle the king. He sacrifices b5, f5 is also an idea, and then I take here, win another pawn, and I felt at the time as if my position were perfect. I thought maybe this position should win for black, but things were not so simple against SlMPA. So I sacrifice here. I regret doing so. This position is now really, really hard for black to play. And at this point, I felt that I should be lost because I cannot infiltrate with the queen. I do not have time. And rook is not enough to defend black's problems. So sacrificing also doesn't help, but I should be losing regardless. At this point, there's nothing much to think about. The queen cannot do anything. White just has too much material. Now let's work backwards. Okay. Losing, 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 losing. All losing. Should all be losing after rook takes g6, I believe. Can I save the position here? I don't know. I mean, I can play some moves like... No, this is hopeless for black, I think, because he can just play f3 and g5, g4 anytime. So I don't think black is... I mean, also e5 is a problem too. So I don't think black can save this position. Even if black could save the position, it's just so hard. So hard to play. So maybe I should find a plan right at this point after queen takes d5, f3. I should find a plan I move my king to b5 and it's probably a waste of time. I mean, I had 8 seconds, 9 seconds, whatever, so I could not develop a plan here. So, yeah, this position is too hard for black. But can I save it? I mean, probably actually. Maybe some ideas with uh, rook c8. I'm not threatening rook takes c5. I don't think I would do that. For example, after g5 or something, I do not want to take on c5 because I think his after f2, I think his kingside counterplay is simply too strong. Simply. So, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe black can save it actually. Can he? If I take here, then I guess, yes, maybe he should play g3 actually to kind of guard this pawn. But I don't know. I mean, g4 is bad because of queen takes f2, queen takes h4. Or can white win this? Probably white can win this because he can just play even e4, allow this, and then play h7. So like something like king e8, e4, take h7, queen somewhere. Let's say queen h4, then take it, why not? f4. And it seems like white is under control because king uh, might have some problems defending. I mean, just play on the queen side now. And if the queen moves anywhere, then f6 is really hard. But then he can play queen h6 here, but I think white is coming. White is coming. Okay, he can play this way. But not really, because after d4 take, I can just play e7, and the game is over. This is losing for black. So, no, I don't know. Maybe the rook takes c5 doesn't work like I thought. But at any rate, my idea with rook c8 was actually to play rook c6 or something, but that looks stupid too. I don't know. I'm not sure if I can save this position. But if I can, maybe rook c8 is a better try. Or I could also play who knows. Like, I want to try to put the queen on a dark square diagonal like after queen e6. He cannot really play e4, I guess, because of queen f6, e5, and queen c6, kind of threatening queen d5, or if e4, then queen b5, or queen d7, I suppose. So, yeah, queen d7 there. Don't want to allow d4, and it looks winning for black. So, yeah, maybe queen e6 is better than other moves. So queen e6, f2, and what's the plan? Queen f6 was my idea, then d4, then maybe we can play the king somewhere. I don't know. King e7, g5, queen h8. And we kind of paralyze white, actually. White's almost in Zugzwang. Maybe he can try to play g4 so that he can play e4, and maybe white's position is okay. But after g4, maybe we have a plan like rook d8. I don't know. Okay, rook d8 is interesting because now we threaten to take on g4, so he has to defend with g3, and then we can consider sacrificing because now he does not have as many pawns on the king's side. So we kind of threaten like queen d1 or something. I mean, what does he play? If he plays e3, then I guess we play queen d1, g2, and queen f1. Something like this. And I think black is in time to defend, right? I mean, this looks winning for black, for sure. His pawns run out of... I mean, he can start trying to sacrifice the queen side, I guess, so that he can play f5. But I don't know. I don't know. I mean, okay, maybe this is actually winning for white somehow. Find different ideas somewhere. Like, uh, hmm. Well, we can take this pawn instead, and after e4, maybe take this pawn. And our goal is just to take the h4 pawn, right? But then he can play, you know, e5, and then, okay, after f6, I guess we can play king e6, because after f5, we might be able to... No, we cannot take this pawn because of f7. And we cannot take this pawn either. So, no, king e6 is bad. But maybe we can play like king f8 or something, kind of stopping f5 because queen takes e5. Meanwhile, we are threatening to take on h4, so something like e6. In this case, probably doesn't matter. We can take this pawn, and after some sacrifices, we can defend the queen side on time. So maybe this should... Oh, he has really annoying g6 move, I guess, here. And then queen c7, g7. Actually, he should play e7, then g7. And actually, black is lost. This position is really hard to defend for black and requires special analysis. But it's still better than maybe putting king on b5, right? I don't know. It's hard to say. Maybe this is just losing for black, right? But I don't know. It's really, really hard to play for black, but it's good to try to defend. Now, this moment, I believe, is actually better for white already. I believe white is with the advantage here because He will play f5 whenever he wants, so there's not much I can do. Therefore, maybe I should not have played bishop takes a4, but if I don't take the pawn on a4, then what am I waiting for? He can play pawn f5, and therefore, probably the biggest mistake of this game was taking d takes c4. Pretty crazy, but the idea is that it's better to play d takes c4 because after f takes c4, hg, bishop g, we kill white's ability to play f5 ever. So now we can even just play bishop e6, and if he plays this way, we can take. And black should probably be winning. It's not so easy, but it's better than the version with c4, d takes c4, because in this version he has f5 pawn break in the future, and it's just too strong. So therefore, the losing mistake is probably taking this pawn, when instead I should take this pawn. The rest of the game looks perfect. This is forced win for black. I think I won the opening battle, and yeah, taking here with a bishop is super important so that we can use the c7 pawn to build a fortress. So yeah, that should be good for black. Yeah. Okay, to take D, E, or F, E, I think both are correct. Depends on which structure you want to play. Anyway, that concludes this first game. All was perfectly until I captured the wrong direction. This is the wrong direction. I should capture this way, forcing him to take this way. And now this position is better for black because after bishop e6, he should be somewhat afraid of me taking the c4 pawn. For example, after d4, we can take it, and I don't know, maybe this is not so good for black, but we can play another move like knight c6 and then make the triple trade. And now he has only one pawn on the d file. He has to play d3. But after this, we can just, I don't know, even play knight takes a5 maybe, or who knows. We can just shuffle, actually. Just kind of wait. Just put queen on d7 maybe, and wait for white to weaken the d file. So if he plays c3, or let's say he plays, okay, if he plays e4, then he's kind of weakening his position a lot. So we can just play king c8. And isn't he rather stuck? Maybe he should play c3, but then after d4, he's stuck again. So, no, I think no matter what white does here, black is winning. I will now check all my analysis with the computer, so let's refresh to clean the PGN, and then select it, copy paste to Lichess. First position I want to analyze is after um, let's say this position, what should black play here? Can black defend? Copy paste fen, and let's turn it on. King e7 is the only plan with idea rook h8. That's very interesting. So somehow rook h8 is holding things together. It makes sense. His queen side is paralyzed, and uh, rook on h8 manages the king side very nicely. So if he plays some move like okay, g5, then do we just shuffle the king back and forth maybe? Because okay, apparently queen d7. I don't understand why. And I don't think that this position is necessarily winning for black at all. It might even be winning for white. Maybe it doesn't see it yet, but yeah, this defense is better. It makes sense. White has to kind of be precise, be fast enough with the counterattack, time it appropriately. Otherwise, black just makes white's position stuck. So I like this rook h8. And somehow the king should like go towards the king side. Yeah, because the queen does her entire job on the queen side somehow. Yeah, very interesting. But again, I don't necessarily think that black is winning here. Um, I had forced win opening. I should not have to work so hard to win. So I messed up earlier. So let's see. Should I really take on d5 here? We can check, but I think probably we shouldn't actually. Maybe we should drop back to rook e8 because again, his position is getting kind of stuck. If he plays f3, then we can take. So he might want to play g5 or take on h5, let's say g5. But in this case, we can just play queen g7 or something like that and get behind. So maybe rook e8 is winning. Let's check. So, okay, rook takes d5 is very risky and too hard to play. I agree with rook e8. Okay, depth 43. Yeah, so rook e8. Wow, now it's starting to like rook takes d5. That seems kind of crazy to me. But a move later we had analyzed rook takes d5, cd5, queen d5, f3, king e7 as being somehow an advantage for black. But let's check rook e8. So rook e8, should he play g5? No, g5 allows queen g7 and suddenly we are winning. But there's this one move which defends, which is e4. And I guess the point is that after queen g7, white will play e5. Is that right? Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Like here, e5 is like forced. If we take here, then it's pretty understandable that white's position is much better. Yeah, plus 10. So these kinds of positions with heavy pieces, queen, two rooks versus some pawns, it all depends on square control. So, for example, this position is dead lost for white because we can just play queen b2, right? But after f3, after e4, hg4, hg4, queen g4, white is dead winning because we will not control the squares on time. just play e5 and destroy the queen side. Yeah, dead lost for black. So it's all about square control. You have to look at specific color squares, in this case the dark squares. Anyway, rook e8 is probably much more likely successful. Like, it would greatly increase my chances of winning this position, even if, technically speaking, rook takes d5 is somehow possible too. Yeah, rook e8 is a good move. Can't play g5 against it. Anyway, what else? Well, let's look at with this other position. Yeah, here. I already looked at it, but I don't understand it fully. I just want to double check. So d takes c4 is bad, and d takes e4 is winning. So d takes e4 is winning. But after d takes c4, it's somehow good for white all of a sudden, because of bc, b3. Well, we can check the evaluation. Plus 0.7. Right, because in the future, white will play f5 without consequences, so take. For this position must be better for white. Yes, okay. I managed to kind of survive, but then I got outplayed, right? But yeah, this d takes c4 is the biggest mistake of my game. That's pretty much why I lost. I mean, who knows, maybe I could have won after rook e8 in that later position. Right here, maybe if I play rook e8, I could win, but if he finds e4, then I would have to play queen g7, e5, rook e5, fe5, queen g5, and play this position, and SlMPA will most likely win this position because he had way more time on the clock. So, it's still very hard for black. Definitely, I should just play d takes e4, forcing d takes e4, since f takes e4 allows black to kill all chances of white breaking with f5, right? The rest of the game, I know for a fact, should be correct. I think all these moves are correct for black. I mean, this opening, yeah, just bishop f8, it's good for black. Pretty good results as well. Anyway, it has been very interesting analyzing this game, because who would have thought that it mattered which direction you take? And who would have thought that it made all the difference, right? Pretty crazy, but yes, this is the biggest mistake of the game. I hope this was interesting, and I will continue the series later because it's getting pretty late in my area. Thank you. Take care.